Hello and welcome back. Today we learn design number 6. You can arrange vertical or horizontal. Looks like you have little two tiny hearts inside, and you can use with many colors. And again, we are making only 2 colors this year as our 2025 blanket. For those of you who follow me, you know I always start in the northeast corner of my square. But as many different designs we are making, you can start any way you wish. The final design has to be the same, but if you already have your own way how you're making granny square, go for it. So with the round number 1, you will change yarn every cluster. I keep my yarn in between my working stitches, and I do not even use needle to hide them. At the end, I just cut them. And what I'm making right now, I'm making my second cluster, and before I finish my stitch, I always change yarn color, make chain 2 for each of my corner, and then I will make additional cluster with different color yarn. So with this project I'm making, I decided that my contrasting color yarn will be gray. That's why I start my stitch with the gray color yarn. And that's round number 1. Let me just cut this yarn so we can have clean background. There you go. So now we want to make another cluster with contrasting color yarn, and as you see, I just make chain 3 in the middle by going back and slip stitching into the chain space. In this round we are making 2 clusters of each color on each side. That means I will be changing yarn color every 3rd cluster. I want each opposite side of my square have the same color yarn, and next to each other will be different color yarn. So far so good. For those of you who worked with me last year when we were making 27 different designs for 2024 blanket, you're kind of familiar how we're making this square. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. We need all our stylish friends who love to knit or crochet, and in this channel we can share our knowledge how to do that. I have experience over 50 years now, so that's why I create this channel, just to share the knowledge with you. I want to change my yarn color because I need that contrasting color yarn in the next 2 rounds. So let's start again as usual, and this time I will make 1 cluster in contrasting color yarn, and I will make 1 cluster with main color yarn. In this round, because I started on northeast corner, that means my northern and southern side of my square will have 2 different color yarn, but my eastern and western will have only 1 color yarn, and that 1 color yarn will be my main color yarn. If you have any questions about this design or any other of my designs, please leave the question in the comment and I will always try to help you. But also, if you have any suggestions for any videos you would like to have help with, let me know as well. And just a reminder, when you see carryover yarn exposed on the right side, you can work your stitches around that yarn to hide that yarn to pull up, but this can be only done if your yarn tension is correct. You do not want to do that if you work in very tight stitches, because then your granny square will have different size than the other designs. So always make sure your yarn tension is correct. And yes, anytime you see exposed yarn work your stitches around. That will eliminate any hiding yarn in the bag at the end of your project. We need one more cluster and this round will be done. Now, the last round, I still need my contrasting color yarn, but my first cluster will be with my main color yarn. So I will change my yarn color now, and I start my new round with main color yarn. Round number 4 is the last design round, and then we just add one more round with main color yarn. So we're making now 2 contrasting color yarn clusters on the northern and southern side of your square. And again, if you see exposed yarn, always hide. That will help you later when you're trying to hide ends and exposure on the wrong side. So we just need 2 clusters and we have to do the same thing on the other side. Now we carry that contrasting color yarn to the other side. And again, reminder, make sure that yarn tension is looser than normally. And then we just pick up that last design. Once I'm done with the southern side of my square, I can cut the contrasting color yarn because I will no longer need that either to finish my round number 4 or complete round number 5. Granny squares are super easy project for any beginners. You're learning not only how to make your yarn tension, but also how to make different design by changing yarn color. And always when you're changing yarn color, keep your yarn in the bag. And as you see, I have this exposure here and I'm going under that exposed yarn and I'm making my stitches around that yarn. Okay, we are done with design. We can cut this yarn. Let me just make one more cluster and I will cut that yarn so no longer is in my way. There you go. Yes, we can hide the other ones if you want to, but sometimes just let them stay as they are and they will stay in place. Going forward, we have to just finish round number 4 and make one more round number 5, using main color yarn. That will complete our square. And again, I'm going under to hide that exposure. If you need more instruction, if you think I'm not clear here, let me know. So this is actually the design. That's our 4-round design. What we are making here is 2 colorful round designs and we adding additional border round. The border round will depend on the design itself. If the design touches round number 4, your border will be with main color yarn. And if your design does not touches round number 4, you will use contrasting color yarn for your border round. But again, this is just my kind of rules I created for myself. You can create your own rules for your own designs. That's what's so nice about making your own thing. You can be your own creator, designer, and maker. No one in the world will have the same thing that you just made. So look at this. You can arrange this any way you wish, horizontal or vertical. You can use one or many contrasting color yarns for different squares. I hope you enjoyed this project. You learned something new, and thank you for watching. See you next time.